guys, I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. If you're looking to get in on the exciting sport of kayak fishing yourself, check out kayakbassfishing.com. Yeah! Boom! Oh, yes!
What a freaking toad.
So whether you want to find out more about competitive kayak fishing and kayak fishing tournaments, or just looking to learn more to make yourself a better angler, head over to kayakbassfishing.com and join today.
We are Yak Attack, a leader in watercraft accessories and mounting systems made in small town America with a built-for-life guarantee. From rod holders to fish finder mounts, to cleats, tie downs, and more, Yak Attack products attach quickly and easily to your boat or kayak, including virtually all built-in track systems. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit us at yakattack.com.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to HKB Live. It's been a long time since we've done this, but we got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about tonight. It is the HKB State Championship week. Big week ahead in the state of Indiana. Lots of awesome tournaments to get involved in and plenty of action to watch over the week. You guys know how this works. Let me know you can hear me and see me okay, and we'll get right into all the awesome stuff we've got to talk about. Thanks for tuning in. I know some of you are jumping over from the Grubby Talk broadcast that took place earlier this evening. So thanks for filling your evening up with kayak fishing here in the Hoosier State. All right, Justin Staley, loud and clear. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So tonight's show is all about what you see behind me, the 2022 Yak Attack HKB State Championship presented by KBF, Fishing Chaos, Catch Products, Inc., and Dakota Lithium. Man, we have got a ton of great sponsors behind this year. Shout out to King Angler, Wicked Weights, Biz Baits, Rogue Fishing, Angler, Moving Water Outfitters, TRC Covers, Strunk Custom Designs, South Mountain Media. Special thanks to our photographer who's going to be helping with all the media and getting us a ton of great shots of these anglers on water, Daniel Woody Photography. If you guys are looking for a photographer who knows the outdoors, this is your guy. He's local, Indianapolis guy, does amazing work, loves getting out on the water. So if you're looking for somebody to take some shots of you or the family or whatever it is, your event, check him out. He's going to be on site all week with us at the state championship and getting great footage for us throughout the tournament. We got some special guests for you later on tonight. We're going to talk about some things, give you guys a rundown of what's happening this week, and then we're going to talk to two champions later on in the show. Excited about that. Before we get into it, we definitely want to thank all of our local clubs and organizations for supporting this event and being a part of this event. You know, Hoosier Kayak Bassin was created to help people find tournament fishing. When I moved back to Indiana, I struggled to find all of these little clubs. And I thought there's got to be a better way to get the word out about them. And that's why I started Hoosier Kayak Bassin. And from that, you know, we started doing the Turkey Bowl, the charity event, and that sort of stuff. But the idea was always to spotlight the angler, spotlight these tournament trails so people can find them and be a part of it and give a higher level of promotion to these anglers here in the state. Because we got a lot of great anglers here in the state who work really hard at what they do. Yes, it's a passion and it's a hobby and they do it for fun. But at the end of the day, you know, they deserve the recognition. And some of these guys, they want to move on. They want to go do the bigger things and get the sponsorship dollars and that sort of stuff. And we want to help promote them. And we have so many great organizations here in the state, you know, with SIAC and Grubby and IKA, KBF, you know, I'm sure we'll have new ones come into the fold. We've seen some come and go, but we wanted to create a way to bring in the best anglers from all the series and let them compete for a true state championship. And that's how the state championship was born. Last year, we crowned our first ever champion, which was Mike Elsey. We had a 2-day event on Summit Lake, and Mike and Drew were battling it out both days. And Mike was able to get the W and take home the trophy. His name, one of those ways here, his name is on that trophy. Every year, we're going to send that trophy back to Ketch, and they're going to etch in the name of the champion. This is a walking trophy. But then, of course, we also have some really cool like standalone plaques that these guys will take home, custom made by Ketch. So really cool stuff there. And you know, we had 15 anglers, 15. Let's just show it actually. Here, let's do this. Let's show these 15 anglers, who qualified this year through the various clubs and organizations here in the state of Indiana in 2021, whether that be the Grassroots Bass Yakin Series, who host several different tournament trails throughout the state, or SIAC, KBF, or IKA. We took the AOYs and the champions from every series, with the exception of KBF, who only had just their AOY. We're going to talk about later in the broadcast how we're going to kind of change things up for 2023. And we're going to talk about how you can get qualified to be a part of this no entry fee event that has some amazing prizes and pretty good payout too. So let's talk about the guys who qualified this year for the HKB State Championship. And right at the top there, the first name you see, or the first face you see, is Mike Elsey, national champion, state champion, our first ever. So he qualifies this year through winning it last year. We're going to take every year, the winner is going to automatically have a berth into the following year's state championship. So that's how Mike Elsey got in. Previously got in through the KBF Challenge Series. Next up, we got Matt Kiefer, got in through KBF and SIAC. We got Aiden Darlington and Jackson Orr, who qualified through Indiana Kayak Anglers. We got Matt Johnson, Cole Clefman. We got Nick Matthews, Brian Sparks, Mike Matthews, Ryan Reedy. The extremely hot, on fire, like everybody's talking about him right now, Glenn Landstrom, John Gittner. Our last chance champion. So we had the last chance event earlier this month. One person made it in from that event, and the winner was Jim DeVels, and he got in. Austin Killian, another extremely consistent angler right now, and none other than Brian, the coach, Moore, rounding out the roster there. So congratulations to all these guys on making it to the state championship. I do have to say, unfortunately, Nick and Mike Matthews, Jackson Orr, and John Gittner are not going to be able to make this event. The rest of the guys are going to be in it. Looks like we're going to have 11, I think, if I'm doing the math off the top of my head correctly here, that are going to be in the tournament. It's a 2-day event on Lake Wawasee. We just announced earlier today, our tournament headquarters are going to be at the extremely beautiful, amazing Oakwood Resort there right on the lake in Syracuse, Indiana, on Lake Wawasee. I got to visit this place last year, was blown away by the food and the hospitality. The rooms are great there. I know some of the anglers are going to be staying there as well as myself for this upcoming event. And so we're pumped up about Night of Champions Friday night. We're going to take these 15 anglers that qualified, the ones that can make it. We're going to feed them, get them fat and happy before the tournament on Saturday. They're all, just for being a part of this tournament, they're all going to walk in on Friday night and have an awesome goodie bag from our sponsors, hundreds of dollars in sponsor prizes going to each of these anglers. Zero entry fee for this event. These guys are in it just because they earned it through their hard work and their efforts last season, and they're going to be competing for some great prizes and money. We're gonna preview kind of what's up for grabs here in just a moment. But shout out once again to all of our great sponsors and partners. Huge shout out to Yak Attack and KBF for making this possible, and Oakwood Resorts for hosting all of this. We'll be there Friday night for the Night of Champions, and then our catch trophy ceremony will take place there Sunday. For Saturday, we are going to, this event is in conjunction with the Indiana Kayak Anglers season opener on Lake Wawasee. So it's a great opportunity for our state championship anglers to double dip on Saturday and have a chance to compete for some really good money through the IKA event as well, and help raise the participation in that event. Over 50, I think we're close to 50 or over 50 anglers already signed up for that event. It is a KBF Ambassador Series event, which we announced earlier this year. A series of events we were going to do with KBF Ambassador program, $500 first place bonus on top of the payout for the IKA entry fees, right? So you've got the tournament pot from IKA plus a $500 bonus, some really awesome catch trophies and big checks for that as well. And then for our state championship, guys, really a great opportunity to take home some great money by winning maybe potentially both. So that's going to be awesome. Excited to see that as well. Again, like I said, this event is going to take place this weekend, April 23rd and 24th on Lake Wawasee, 2-day event. IKA is just Saturday. So our anglers are going to be competing against all the IKA guys on Saturday, but on Sunday, they'll have the water to themselves, of course, any local traffic for that final day. Syracuse is in play. Those two lakes are connected. Syracuse, the smaller body of water on the north side. These lakes are beautiful, natural glacier lakes. There's a lot of offshore contour and stuff like that, humps and great rock structure, some grass, docks everywhere. The entire lake is developed, and so there's a ton of docks, canals, all kinds of stuff. The weather's looking really good for our anglers. We got some rain moving in Friday, but we have a warming trend. However, it wouldn't be a Wawasee event without some wind, right? It wouldn't be a spring tournament without some wind. So we are watching that carefully. Some higher winds expected. It doesn't appear like it'll be last year when we had wind gusts at the excesses of 30 to 45 miles per hour, but we are expecting some wind. So it should be good. These fish should be moving up. We just had the full moon. So one thing about Wawasee and Syracuse is there's a ton of fish in there, a ton of fish. So I think we'll see a lot of limits. It'll just be who can find that one or two big bites. Which is going to be interesting to see who can do that clear water. A little bit of a challenge for maybe some who are used to, some of those dirty, stained water reservoirs that we have in parts of the state. Last year we were at Summit Lake, kind of on the east side of the state. This year we're going north to Wawasee. Next year we're heading south. I'll announce that probably on Sunday at the trophy ceremony. Kind of whereabouts will be exactly on that. And then following year, we're going to head west, the western part of the state. So that's the plan. over the next several years is just to kind of rotate throughout the state, giving anglers a different look every year and reaching every part of the state. So that's going to be fun. Guys, if you want to follow along this week, we're going to have a ton of coverage, throughout tomorrow. We're going to be on the water Saturday, before and after. We'll have a go live for the results ceremony for IKA and the day one results for the state championship on Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll have on and off coverage throughout the day, concluding with our catch trophy ceremony at 3:30 from Oakwood Resorts there on the lake. All right, let's talk about what these guys can win, and then let's get a couple of them on here and talk to them about what's going through their minds right now as we're just a few hours away from this deal. Some guys already heading up to practice tomorrow. A lot of guys practicing on Friday. Some guys going in blind. So let's talk about what's on the table. Last year, we had a $500 first place prize, and that was presented by KBF. This year, things have kind of doubled down, if you will, tripled, which is really exciting. So thanks to KBF and in partnership with some of their supporters, we have a $1,500 first place prize for this no entry fee event. So first place is going to walk home with $1,500 plus we have over $300 in a holdback from our last chance event. We had 15 anglers sign up for that. So we have over $300 for first place there. So awesome stuff. A little bit shy of $2,000 in winnings for our state champion. Second and third place do not pay out. However, they also have some great prizes, trophies, and these really cool prize checks. But first place, in addition to the money, some pretty awesome stuff here. So the champion's going to get a Pro Series entry fee from KBF. So not Trail Series, but a Pro Series entry fee of their choice for 2022. Also, Kyle King of King Angler Rods is going to be building a custom-built rod for our champion. He did that last year as well. Amazing rod. Mike Elsey got to take that home. Unfortunately, Kyle had a bad accident, slip and a fall earlier this winter, broken leg. He's banged up, so it's made it difficult for him to really do anything. So we're not going to have that rod available for the state championship, but we will get it to you as soon as Kyle gets on the mend. And Kyle, man, if you're watching this now or after the fact, we hope we wish you a speedy recovery, man. Everybody loves your rods, and we definitely can't wait to see you building again and out there fishing with us again. Guys, we're all about supporting our fellow anglers, and Kyle's one of them. And so hate seeing him down like he is right now. But in addition to that, guys, the winner's going to take home some awesome bundle packs from Wicked Weights, TRC Covers, Biz Baits, a pro bundle from Rogue Fishing. Shout out to them for everything they're doing to help support the much talked about, much debated HKB Top 25. So huge shout out to them. We appreciate everything they're doing. Every week, somebody's winning a prize there. Monthly, we're going to give out a cool prize package. And then at the end of the year, there'll be some cool titles with prizes that'll go out as well. Big one here, Dakota Lithium is going to power the champion with a 100 amp hour lithium battery. I can't thank them enough for their support. They're also giving some batteries to second and third. So that's really cool. Catch Custom Trophies, as I've talked about. The champion will take home this awesome walking trophy right here. And then we got some cool custom made plaques as well for the champion. And yeah, man, that's pretty much this big old bundle that we've got for first place. along with everything they get just for showing up to the tournament from all of those great sponsors and more. So Yeti and Angler providing some really cool stuff for each of our participants, our anglers. So we can't wait to crown that. Extreme Clean Power Washing out of Corydon, Indiana. That's Thomas McNulty's business. Again, another one of our anglers helping promote this community in this series and these series. So he's doing a $100 bonus to first place, or I'm sorry, $100 bonus to Big Bass, plus a couple random draws for two $25 Bass Pro Shops gift cards. So another huge shout out to Thomas McNulty and Extreme Clean Power Washing out of Corydon, Indiana. So if you need something cleaned up this summer, this spring, hit him up. He does an amazing job. He's got all kinds of pictures of before and after pictures on Facebook. So check it out. But yeah, second and third also going to take home some great prize packages, trophies, and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's going to be really cool. And I can't wait to share it with you all. So make sure to check out the coverage throughout the week and cheer on your friends and your family and your fellow anglers. Speaking of fellow anglers, let's go ahead and get a couple previous champions in the live stream here. They're waiting impatiently in the green room. We're going to bring on Brian Sparks. What's up, Brian?
What's happening, man?
You know, just rambling about Indiana kayak fishing as always.
Yeah. Sorry about the garage setting. You know, as kayak fishers, I'm trying to get ready for a tournament in the morning because I'm going to try to fish Sullivan and then bounce up there and practice. But I've got a fender issue I got to take care of. So.
Hey, I hear you, man. I'm with you. I'm going to hit Sullivan too. I'm going to do it on the flip side. After leaving Wawasee, I'm going to try and make the drive down there and fish it. I may not make it. We'll see how things, it depends on how things shake out with work and stuff, but I did sign up. I'm hoping to make it. But thanks for jumping on the live. Let's get one more guy in here. I mean, this guy, right? Brian, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
That's why I'm fishing Sullivan tomorrow. He's not fishing it. I'm tired of losing.
Right? Like, I mean, right now, if this guy signs up for a tournament, you might as well expect you're fishing for second.
This guy's talking so much. He got me I bought a crappie pole last week at St. Clair because he talked me into it. Spent $300 on this flip bill. I never use those things.
Oh, man.
He talks me into one of those. That's how much influence this guy's got right now.
He does. Look, I'm probably his biggest. I'm the biggest fan of all of you guys. Let's just bring him in here. Let's bring him in here. The one, the only. If he signs up, he wins them. Glenn Landstrom. Chill it out. He's like, yeah, that's me. What's up?
Brian, I'll buy that rod from you this weekend.
I'm gonna catch a fish on it first.
Yeah, catch one on it, then just get Glenn to sign it. You know, like,
hey, I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona. I'm looking to sell.
Oh man, well, thanks again, guys, for coming on the show. You know, as a fellow competitor, I'm one of the most competitive people out there, and I'm always signing up for these events, and I want to fish against the best, and I want to beat you guys. But at the same time, I'm your biggest fans, right? Like, I love watching you guys do what you do, and the others that are a part of this great community. But man, like, the storylines coming out of this year are something else. And Glenn, you've been kind of like the headline of a lot of those. Austin Killian also doing a phenomenal job. He's fished more events than anyone, no surprise. So he's been at the top of that top 25, which, let's be honest, early weeks of top 25 are kind of silly anyway, because it's so much dependent on how many events you fished and how many people were in those. That'll all kind of shake out the way it's supposed to as we get further into the season. But it's still fun to talk about. But man, when we look at Grubby, who's, SciAc's the only person that's held an event outside of that, and KBF. When we look at Grubby right now and what you're doing, it's unlike anything we've seen.
We've had good numbers this year.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. And you won a KBF event. You went up to St. Clair, traveled out of the state and win it. So nobody could say, "Oh, he's just fishing his honey holes," right? You've traveled around. You've done it, and that momentum and that confidence is a big thing. Brian and I have had discussions about this. As Indy Nights players, we've had a lot of conversations. Brian, you were the hot hand last year. We were all talking about Brian last year, winning Sullivan events and doing well, and it's really kind of your rookie season. Talk about how, Glenn, it feels to go into a state championship with that kind of momentum and that kind of confidence.
It's good. It's good and bad. I think, you go into it with everybody thinking that you're going to do well. So, that kind of gets in your head a little bit. But I think I've already cleared my head. I'm just going to go fish. I'm going to be able to get away Friday. I don't even think I'm going to break a pole out. I'm just going to run around and graph, some offshore stuff. And that's where I think they're at, honestly. But
there you go. All right.
We'll see.
Glenn given his inside thoughts there. Brian, what about you? What's your strategy going into this event? How are you going to spoil Glenn's epic run that he's got going on now and get a championship?
It's really not even about that. I've been to Wawasee before, and it's an animal in its own. It can be really hot, but it can also be really tough because it is clear. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different areas for them to stage up. Mm-hmm. You just got to find them. You got to get the right pattern, the right technique, and then it can be fun. It can be frustrating. It's not, we've said this many times. It's not against Glenn Landstrom or whoever else is out there. It's me against the lake, and whoever does great. That's why this kayak industry is awesome, because it's competitive, but we want everybody to do well. You know what I mean? If I'm not doing well, it's good to see somebody that's on them, and it's just that kind of competition. I mean, we're all for it and going as hard as we can, but just like things like last year, Glenn gave me an extra remote. I couldn't have fished, and I was chasing his butt. I mean, I actually had the fish to kick his tail, and I would not have had that had he not given me a remote to go out there. That's just the kind of people we're fish with, man. And that's the way it is. I mean, to win and you get a trophy, that's stuff you can look at and talk about, but the relationships you build and the things that lead up to that trophy, like, just those conversations at the ramp, the things that happen before the ramp, that stuff's what matters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, that's well said. We all do this because we're competitors, right? People talk about getting out there and doing it for fun and just the fun of it. And of course, yes. But there's got to be a part of you, right, that is competitive in order to spend the money and do this thing. But at the end of the day, the thing that really, I think, holds a lot of us into it and gets us so deep into it, right? Because nobody's getting rich except for Glenn. Nobody's getting rich off of tournaments. The thing that holds us in, right, is that brotherhood. It's like, Brian and I fishing on the Indianapolis Nights. We didn't make any money fishing on the Indianapolis Nights last year. That's not some lucrative endeavor, but what it is, it's a tight-knit little group of guys going out, having a good time. And I'm really excited about year 2. I'm super thankful, Brian, that you're coming back. Didn't think you were going to be able to fish this year due to some other obligations that you had. Now you're back. So super excited about that. But yeah, guys, it's a great community.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a busy year. I've got a lot of things still cooking. I can't really announce anything officially yet, but there's some big things coming to the Midwest Indiana, at least on my side. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited it's going to take me to another level in the fishing kayak industry. And I'm just stoked. I'm ready to get going. Oh, hey. But
hey, there it is.
The tournaments are there, but it's like I said, it's getting into that whole industry I just love it. I love everything about all of it. The guys, the equipment, everything is just starting to consume me. So it's exciting, and I can't wait for it to take place.
Man, I can relate. That's why I do HKB. I love it. I want to be involved in it as much as I possibly can when I'm not on the water or fishing with you guys. Like HKB is what keeps me connected. I don't always have enough time for it because, I run a business and I've got a family too, but like, I don't know what I'd do without it. And so I can 100% relate to what you're talking about, and getting more involved. All right, let's bring it back a notch. We all love the community. We know that, but this is a state championship and you guys are fishing for pretty nice prize package. What I just talked about. Right. And who doesn't want to be a state champion? When you look at this roster, guys, former state champion, national champion, Mike Elsey, coach down there in the bottom right, Brian Sparks, yourself, Glenn Landstrom, some of the most competitive anglers in the state. Some of them, unfortunately, can't make it. When you look at this list, though, beside yourself, who do you say that's the guy who's got a great shot at being a champion? Who would you pick? If it's not yourself, obviously you'd pick yourself first. But if it's not you, who do you look at this list and who do you say, man, that's someone I feel like is probably got the best shot?
I can't really see it. You go ahead, Brian. Let's hear what you got.
Obviously anybody's got a shot. You're throwing a line in the water, you got a shot at it. Every one of these guys have the potential to walk out there with a victory. It's just who can put it together. Who can tie 2 days in a row, and who can put it together. I think it's going to be close. I think you're going to have two solid days of the upper 80s, low 90s. I really think it's going to be that.
Wow.
That lake's got that potential, and I feel like to win, you're going to have to figure that out. And we're going right into the time when Mama's eating. So there are going to be some numbers.
Okay, you have it there, guys. Brian's saying 80s, low 90s. That's huge. Okay, so I'm going to poke the bear a little bit more. Day 1, day 2, you're out there on the water. Who's in the back of your mind?
That fish? Nobody. Okay. None of those guys, really.
All right.
I don't ever. Honestly, I don't. If I'm not catching a fish, there's no point in me looking at the leaderboard. So, if I'm not, there's absolutely none of those guys can keep me from catching a fish. I'm on that water. The only way to do it is to do it. That's me. It's all me in the water. So if I can't figure it out, it's not any of those guys that beat me. I beat myself.
Okay. Fair enough. Glenn?
I agree. I agree with that. I'm looking at the list, and I think given the water conditions and based on last year's experience fishing with a lot of these guys, I think Coach is set up good for his style of fishing. I don't know. I think Sparks has got a good shot, and I say that because he keeps offering me half of his hotel room. I think he's going to try to get information out of me.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get information. I was just going to start nicking your line.
I knew there was something up. He No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I have to agree with Brian. I mean, you're only out there, you're fishing against yourself, even though there's
Yeah.
14 other guys or however many's going to be there. The only person that can beat you is yourself, honestly. Um,
Man, I wish I was
your
just mentally
attitude.
strong. I wish I was just
I'll
mentally
be
strong
honest.
with you guys.
I don't feel confident at all going into it. The weather patterns changing so much. I've fished nothing but cold, miserable events all season so far. Every event has been 20+ mile an hour in cold fronts, which
And
I
you
like
put
a
up
cold front,
102 and 90 plus. Come on, man.
but I like a cold front. The wind, heck, I'm about tired of fishing in the wind, but that's what
I,
makes them bite. So I'm with Brian. I think there's going to be pretty solid numbers. I think everybody in the field gets a limit each day, and the average will be I'm going to say 87 inches a day. That would be
ooh,
that's what it'll average
right.
out at.
High expectations here. I like it. Glenn, I'm scared to see what you're going to do with good conditions.
I haven't looked at the weather up there yet. I don't have a clue.
You're going to have the wind you're looking for, but it's right now forecasted to be 80 degrees on Saturday, which of course,
I don't like the sound of
that kind of temperature is going to come with some strong southern winds in this time of year. Yeah, you guys are mentally stronger than I am, because I'm telling you right now, I'm fishing the IKA event on Saturday. And, I'm thinking about Glenn. I'm thinking about Brian. You can never count out a Mike Elsey. But the guy who, like, Aiden Darlington has proven to be very good up there.
Yeah, I've seen his numbers.
Yeah,
I was doing homework.
He fishes a lot like Coach, though. Coach is going to be right there. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
He talks. I was with that guy all weekend. He talks down about himself. He's like, "Oh, I don't know how to do." He's full of baloney. That guy's a hammer.
He is. You know who else does that? And I give him a hard time for it. A guy who doesn't understand how good he is, Austin Killian, does not understand how good of an angler he is. But, another sleeper here, he not a lot of talk about him, but he's had a tremendous amount of success. Cole Clefman. Cole Clefman could really surprise a lot of people this weekend.
I think anybody there is going to surprise somebody.
Sure.
It's going to come down to, and I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to work on and I'm not real sure how to do this, but it's all a matter of who fishes clean. I mean, you're fishing for 5 solid bites. When you get them, you got to land them. And I've really been struggling with that. I've been getting the bites, but I mean, you just got to fish clean. And whoever can do that 2 days in a row, I think is going to walk away with the trophy.
Man, I feel you there. I think that's my biggest struggle. I have pure confidence in the fact that I can find fish and figure out how to make them bite, but landing them is where I struggle. And Glenn, we talked in the HKB 22 podcast, 2 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago, after your big win there at Bluegrass. And you talked about fishing clean and everything happening the way it was supposed to happen. And that looks like that pattern's continued for you. You have any tips for fishing clean, like, and getting fish? Like, does it just happen because it's going to happen, or?
I mean, they got to get the bait in their mouth. They've got to commit. But biggest thing that I've learned, or that I'm trying to incorporate this year, is just don't quit horsing them. I'm not in a hurry to get a fish in the net. Like, a lot of the fish at St. Clair, I didn't even net. I just like bellied them up on the side of the kayak, because I find when you got your rod up in the air and you're all like this, that's a lot of times you lose them. You just let them come in. They'll get there.
Is there a time where you feel like it is necessary to horse that fish in?
I don't horse them at all. I mean, even if I'm picking them out of timber, a lot of guys I got to get them out of the timber. Most of the time, I mean, you've got to keep pressure on them, but most of the time they'll work their way out of that timber too. If you just give them a nice even pressure and let them figure it out. they'll come right
unless,
to you.
Unless you're Adam Cartwright and you got like 10 seconds to get it in.
This is true.
That poor
Yeah,
guy.
he's got to learn to hurry up a little bit. Quit being so slow.
I tell you what, I personally don't get settled in until like the last quarter of the tournament. I don't know. I'm too tense and too hyper, I think. And then I start to get settled in and I figure it out. And then I take a swim in the lake. But but what's your strategy, Brian? Like how do you go about that? Are you a horse them in kind of guy, net them?
Well, that's part of cleaning up, the mental aspect of it, and the whole point of fishing clean. Pay attention to your strikes. Are they short striking it, or then you got to slow down a little bit? I mean, it's just paying attention to the fish and adapting to it and reacting to it, or you can just keep doing what you're doing, take the short strike, and cry all day because you've missed 10.
Yeah.
Keep beating a dead horse. I've said that last week. It's like the hardest thing to remember in bass fishing is remembering everything.
Yeah.
When you get that short strike, remember, oh yeah, well, I got to put a trailer hook on, or I got to slow down. But most of the time, and I'm guilty of it, I think everybody is, you just like, oh my God, I got a bite. So I got to keep fishing that same way because I got bit like that, or you go out and you get bit on a Ned rig and you beat that Ned rig to death when the pattern's changed, to a moving bait. But
Sure.
got to keep changing. My wife tells me that all the time. I'll message her and be like, I don't know what's going on. They shut down. She's like, quit throwing the same damn bait, you idiot. She's like, you got to throw something else.
Right. Okay. So now we know the true secret, Brian. We know the true secret behind Glenn's success. He's getting pro tips from the better half.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we already knew that. He's not fooling nobody. But
I told you it was all luck.
How many stories do you get? I mean, you got to pay. You got 8 hours to fish. How many stories are people, I figured them out the last hour? It's because you didn't have any other options. You were screwing up the whole day, and you finally figured out you got to slow down or pay attention to what happened the first 7 hours. I mean, if you really put it together and try and the first 2 or 3 hours, it can be a tough day, but the first 2 or 3 hours, if you're getting bites, you should be able to dial it in. I mean, be able to do that. And that's just part of fishing clean. That's part of the mental aspect of it. I mean, that's part of fishing clean in itself is just being mentally prepared. But I mean, you gotta put it all together. I mean, fishing's a lot tougher than just going out there and throwing a bait and water and reel it in.
Yep.
It's a lot of work.
Absolutely. Well, hey guys, I want to be respectful of your time. I know you both have a lot of fishing to do over the next few days, plus everything else you got going on. I appreciate you taking the time to come on. Glenn, you're running the marathon right now after Grubby Talk coming on here, so much appreciation there. I wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. I'll be seeing you Friday night at Oakwood Resort for the Night of Champions. We'll get you fed up really well and get you guys excited for the next 2 days of fishing. So good luck, safe travels, and
I'll take some Equilax and Glenn's meal.
Hey, by the way, Brian, I'll take you up on your offer if it still stands. I didn't even realize this was a 2-day event. I just thought I was going up to fish Saturday, and I told my wife I'd be back Sunday. And
no.
I was sitting here in the backstage, and you were talking about 2 days, and she walked by me and went, "You're going to kill me."
No.
But this is a 2-day event. She's like, you knew all about it. I swear I didn't.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to need a place to stay. So if that's still open, I'll take you up on that.
I do got a room, so we'll hook up.
There we go. Cool. There we go. Brian saves the day. Well, guys, thanks again for coming on. Thanks for being a part of all this.
Expensive room, though. It's real. It just went up.
He said, "Open up your wallet, Glenn, and you can get in."
All right, that's fine. I'll pay, but I don't put out. So
don't worry about that.
And now we're into the after-hour show of this broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much once again. We'll see you soon at the Oakwood Resort for the State Championship Night of Champions.
All right. Sounds good. See you guys. Thanks for having us.
All right, so there you have it. Two of our qualifying anglers this year, two of the biggest names in the state, really. Glenn crushing it this year. Brian had a standout year last year, and he just got the new kayak all rigged up. So watch out. He's going to be coming in hot maybe this weekend. We'll see. Guys, again, tune in. We're going to have coverage throughout the course of the weekend. Starting tomorrow night, we'll probably have some guys on or do little quick videos or something along those lines after the Night of Champions. Saturday, we'll have some coverage after the day one or during the day one results after the IKA event. And then Sunday, we'll have pretty much coverage from beginning to end, off and on. That's exciting stuff. I got one big announcement to make tonight. I try to always announce something on these go lives, give you guys a little something for tuning in and watching until the end. The Turkey Bowl, we have a location. This event continues to grow, and it's outgrowing some of the smaller waters. We've got a great partnership happening and forming right now with Bloomington, Indiana. So if that gives you any clue, we're going to be heading to Lake Monroe November 5th for the Turkey Bowl. It's going to be an awesome time, awesome event. Guys are going to be able to spread out. That lake can be really fun in the fall when they start to bunch up in the backs of the creeks and get on the really good shad bite. So get ready. Turkey Bowl, November 5th. That's a Saturday. Bloomington, Indiana. Can't wait. More information about that to come. And then also this coming Sunday, we'll be announcing how to qualify for the 2023 state championship. Things are going to look slightly different this year or next year on qualifications and number of anglers and that sort of thing. So we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to explain why and go through all that very, very soon. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate you all so much. Cheer on these guys. Wish them well this weekend. If you haven't already signed up for the IKA event this weekend, make sure to, like I said, check that out. Going to be a good turnout. Already 50 anglers or roughly around that signed up. $500 bonus on top of that. Some trophies, some checks, some prizes, from Moving Water Outfitters and all that. It's going to be a good time. Can't wait. And, you also, if you don't want to travel up north, that's too far for you. You still have some great options from Grubby this week with Sullivan and Brush Creek. Make sure you're running out of time. You got to be signed up before those events start in the morning. So after watching this, go ahead and get signed up. If you missed the deadline, you're watching this after the fact, sorry. Make sure to watch the Grubby Facebook group. Check out HoosierKayakBassin.com, GrubbyFishing.com. You can find all the information you need about those events, SIAC and IK and all those, so you can make sure you don't miss them in the future. The Tippecanoe River, guys, if you were considering fishing the Grubby Tippy Series, if you haven't already seen, that event was postponed due to high, fast water moving conditions, angler safety there. Austin Killian, tournament director of that series, made the right call with rains coming and the rains that we've already had. It was the right call to postpone that event for now. Obviously, river series are always difficult, especially in the springtime. So, yeah, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. 2022 Yakutat HKB State Championship preview show. Appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on the water from Lake Wawasee. All right, now we'll see you soon. Thanks.
guys, I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. If you're looking to get in on the exciting sport of kayak fishing yourself, check out kayakbassfishing.com. Yeah! Boom! Oh, yes!
What a freaking code.
So whether you want to find out more about competitive kayak fishing and kayak fishing tournaments, or just looking to learn more and make yourself a better angler, head over to kayakbassfishing.com and join today.